What will you do when new tires are impossible to find? It sounds extreme, but tires are one of the most fragile links in modern transportation. Every tire is made from a complex mix of materials, steel, fabric, and chemicals, but they all still rely on natural rubber. That rubber comes from the sap of rubber trees, which grow almost exclusively in Southeast Asia. If global shipping were disrupted by a major war, a trade collapse, or a long-term supply chain failure, new tires would stop coming in. And when that happens, we will all be forced to make do with whatever tires we already own, for as long as they last. Today, we are going to cover how to make your tires last longer, how to spot tires that are about to fail, where to buy good tires cheaply right now, what to look for if you ever have to barter or scavenge, and how to store and mount tires yourself if shops are not an option. This is not about panic, it is about preparation. Welcome to True Preparedness, where we focus on real-world readiness, self-reliance, and practical skills that still matter when systems fail. Let's get into it. The simplest thing you can do to extend the life of your tires is to rotate them regularly. Tires should be rotated every 5,000 to 7,500 miles. Front tires wear more on the edges because they steer. Rear tires tend to wear more in the center because they carry more weight. Rotating them spreads that wear evenly and can add tens of thousands of miles to a set of tires. A basic rotation pattern is simple. Move the rear tires to the front while switching sides. For example, the rear passenger tire moves to the front driver's side. Then, move the front tires straight back. This one habit alone saves real money and real rubber. Every time you rotate your tires, take a close look at the tread. If one tire is wearing much faster on one side than the others, your alignment is probably off. Poor alignment can destroy a tire long before the tread is actually worn out. While professional shops can do precise alignments, it is possible to perform basic, approximate alignments yourself with simple tools if you know what to look for. That skill becomes especially valuable if professional services are unavailable. Sunlight is one of the biggest enemies of rubber. Ultraviolet light causes rubber to dry out, crack, and eventually leak air as cracks reach the inner layers of the tire. Once that happens, the tire is nearing the end of its life. You can sometimes slow small leaks with internal sealants, but those are temporary solutions. As tread gets thinner, tires puncture more easily. Sidewalls become weaker, and failures become more dangerous. Every vehicle should carry a tire repair kit and a portable air inflator. One of the fastest modern tire repairs uses rubber-coated screw plugs. You simply pull out the nail and screw the plug in. It is quick, simple, and effective. Most people assume tires are worn out once the tread looks low. That is not entirely true. New tread actually wears the fastest. As rubber thickens lower down, tires often last the longest right before they finally become bald. However, worn tires perform poorly on wet roads and are extremely dangerous in snow and ice. On dry pavement, they can still function safely if driven carefully. One smart strategy is to keep winter or newer all-weather tires mounted on a spare set of wheels and swap them on only during the winter months. It is not practical to swap tires every time it rains. So when running low-tread tires in wet conditions, you must slow down. Tire condition should always dictate how you drive. One of the most dangerous tire failures is tire separation. This happens when a bubble forms between the outer tread and the fiber-reinforced interior of the tire. Sometimes you can see it as a bulge on the tread or sidewall. This type of damage is often caused by tires sitting in one place for long periods. The most common warning sign while driving is a steady thump, thump, thump sound that increases with speed. If you notice this, the tire should be replaced immediately. Separation can lead to sudden blowouts. If a tire fails while you are driving, do not slam on the brakes. Sudden braking can cause the vehicle to fishtail or roll over at speed. Instead, let the car coast, apply light braking, and maintain control until you come to a stop. Tires purchased online are often far cheaper than tires bought at local shops. Many online retailers sell tires at half the cost of traditional tire stores, even for major brand names. Some of the most reliable second-tier tire brands include Sumitomo, which formerly owned Dunlop and still manufactures many of the same designs. Hankook and Kumho, two of the largest and most respected tire manufacturers in South Korea. Riken, a Japanese brand owned by Michelin, and Crossmax, which focuses on truck, trailer, and rugged all-terrain tires. These brands are widely available online, meet the same safety standards as major names, and often deliver equal tread life at a much lower cost, making them ideal choices for preparedness stockpiling. Much of that price difference comes from branding. There are many excellent second-tier tire manufacturers that offer quality comparable to major brands at significantly lower prices. When evaluating unfamiliar brands, look for the UTQG rating, which stands for Uniform Tire Quality Grading. A UTQG rating looks like three numbers or letters together, such as 500 AB. The first number is the treadwear rating. Higher numbers mean longer life. A rating of 500 usually corresponds to 40 to 50,000 miles. A rating of 800 can last 70,000 miles or more. The middle letter is the traction rating for wet stopping performance. The best tires are rated AA or A. Lower grades include B and C. The final letter indicates temperature resistance at sustained speed. An A rating is safe for speeds above 115 miles per hour. A B rating, which is the most common, is safe up to 115 miles per hour. A C rating is safe between 85 and 100 miles per hour. These ratings let you compare tires objectively, without relying on marketing. Tire size is printed on the sidewall of every tire. For example, P205/65, R15. The letter P indicates a passenger tire. 205 is the width in millimeters. 65 is the height as a percentage of the width, and 15 is the wheel diameter in inches. If you are going to stockpile tires, storing them correctly matters just as much as buying the right tire in the first place. Tires that are stored improperly can fail long before the tread is ever worn out. The most important rule for long-term tire storage is to keep tires out of sunlight. Ultraviolet light is one of the fastest ways to break down rubber. Tires should always be stored indoors whenever possible, away from windows, skylights, or translucent garage doors. If indoor storage is not an option, tires should be fully covered with an opaque tarp or cover that blocks all light. Temperature also matters. Tires last longest when stored in a cool, dry environment. Excess heat accelerates oxidation and hardens rubber over time. Avoid storing tires in attics, metal sheds, or near heat sources like furnaces, water heaters, or compressors. A stable temperature between about 40 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. Tires should also be kept away from ozone and chemicals. Ozone attacks rubber at the molecular level and is produced by electric motors, generators, welders, and battery chargers. Fuels, oils, solvents, and cleaning chemicals can also damage rubber over time, even without direct contact. Before storing tires, clean them thoroughly. Wash off dirt, road salt, oil, and brake dust using plain water or mild soap. Do not use tire shine or petroleum-based products, as these can accelerate rubber breakdown during long storage. Allow the tires to dry completely before putting them away. Mounted and unmounted tires should be stored differently. Tires that are already mounted on wheels can be stacked flat or hung on proper wall hooks. They should be inflated to normal operating pressure before storage. If stacked, rotating the stack occasionally helps prevent uneven stress. Unmounted tires should be stored upright, side by side, rather than stacked flat. Storing them vertically helps prevent deformation over time. Rotating them slightly every few months further reduces the chance of flat spots. All tires should be stored off bare concrete. Concrete can draw moisture and temperature into the rubber over long periods. Placing tires on wooden pallets, shelving, cardboard, or rubber mats helps protect them. For maximum long-term storage, tires can be sealed in thick plastic bags with as much air removed as possible. This significantly slows oxidation and is ideal for stockpiled or preparedness tires intended to be stored for many years. Finally, always check the DOT date code on the tire sidewall. The 4-digit code shows the week and year the tire was made. Properly stored tires can remain usable well beyond 6 years, as there is no federal law requiring tires to be discarded at any specific age. Condition matters far more than calendar years. If you also plan to stockpile tires, you need a way to mount them. Most tire shops charge around $20 per tire for mounting and balancing. You can do it yourself with a manual tire changer, a bubble balancer, and basic tire weights. For less than the cost of one shop visit, you gain the ability to mount and balance tires indefinitely. Cars, trucks, trailers, and equipment all rely on tires. Buying tires cheap online, storing spares properly, and learning basic mounting skills is one of the simplest preparedness wins there is. Buy your next set while tires are still cheap and available. Store them properly, and you will save money today while being ready for harder times ahead. Preparedness is not about fear. It is about foresight. Thanks for watching True Preparedness. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to stay ready. We will see you in the next one.